Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money because you know schools aren't. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. So let's get started. So if you're an investor that's been living under a rock for the past, throughout 2018, you haven't realized that the market is crashing, crumbling. People are in a panic mode. We have no idea what's going on. Oh my God. So that's exactly why in this video we're going over the market is crashing and what to do. So first off, you need to calm down. Now, yes, there's a lot of things going on. We're in a bear market. Some stocks are down 20, even 20+%. There's Fed rates increasing. There's tariffs because Trump is talking about them. Trump is continuously talking about anything. Shh. So deep breath. I'm talking to the long-term investors out there. If you're a trader, it's going to be a rocky road for you. But if you're a long-term investor like myself, we look toward 5, 10 plus years. All these professionals and news reporters are looking at technical analysis and looking at support levels, what could hold, what could break through, and all these things like moving averages. I mostly don't care. Yes, there are concerns out there. Yes, we could tweak our strategy to do different things, maybe get into more shorter term things, maybe getting into different assets like value stocks and dividend stocks and building up your cash position. However, our long-term strategy is essentially the same. So if we're categorizing ourselves as long-term investors, it doesn't matter what happens intraday, tomorrow, or even by the end of the week. That's almost insignificant completely. Now, this is what the market is. 2017 didn't have any of this stuff. It was basically straight up. Everyone was making money. A monkey could have made money. However, this is what the market does. It goes up and it goes down. It doesn't just go straight up, like skyrocketing to ridiculous levels like Bitcoin, which crashed, by the way. Shots fired. Now, is it going to be a good market in 2019 and 2020? Probably not. Now, hold on. Let's look at some statistics and probability of what the historical market has done. Now, for history shows that every year the market is up, not returns, but 74% of the time the market is up. That's more than a 50-50 shot. So it could be a fine year. Like this year could turn green. There are things going on next month, talking about interest rates, talking about Trump and his tariffs, and at the G20 talking about talking with China, and that could reverse a lot of things. Is that possible? Might be less likely, but goes to show that historically, most of the time the market is up. Now, I'm also not delusional, and it's probably not going to be the best. It's going to be rough. That's definitely a statement that we could all probably realize, especially if it's going to continue like what's going on now. Very, very volatile. However, for long-term investors, like we kind of talked about just before, we could alter our strategy. Still long-term. However, we're still in it for the long term, so we have to do something. So we could diversification, and cash. Now, you could go into certain sectors that do better than the market when we're in a bear market, which we are in right now. I actually have another video going over certain industries that went up when the market has been down. If you want to look into that, which could definitely help you diversify and stay stable even in the green during this bear market, you could check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. You could also get into value stocks. You could get into dividend stocks. You could get into like short-term bonds. You could get into T-bills. That's interesting. It's kind of like a short-term CD that you're investing in the government. I actually just started. Watch out for a video coming up in the near future because I'm going into that. It's definitely a cash equivalent, so you're getting more than a savings account. So I definitely want to share that with you guys. I just want to see how everything's going with mine, so I could give you a good review. You could even go into corporate bonds, which give you a little bit more interest than like a treasury bond. You could go into CDs, which I personally don't like. There's a spider. But if you're looking at it every single day, you will lose your mind and you will start making short-term decisions when you're still that long-term investor. So stay with your original plan. Trading frequently and trying to time the market is basically impossible. Professionals attempt to do it. Some might do it, and it's usually based on luck, but most of the time it is impossible and you cannot do it. So if you are concerned with these short-term movements within the next, like this year, next year, year after, like it is going to be rough, there are other things that you could actually focus on. You could focus on building up your cash position, so you could actually have that liquidity to put that money eventually into opportunities that have a good value. You could pay off debt, including high interest credit cards and other loans, because those are just basically ripping you off. So if you pay off debt, you're essentially getting the return of the interest rate. You could start saving up for other purchases. You could kind of diversify a little bit, even if you get into like real estate, like if you buy a house, apartment, or whatever, that could also diversify you as well. Even for your personal use, like you just need a house to live in, that's something else to focus on. You could also focus on career development, either moving up in your company or moving on to something else. So focusing on these things are better than short-term movements in the market. So yeah, it sucks, but if the market is going to crash, it's going to crash. And well, by the way, in my opinion, I don't really think the market is going to crash like similar to 2000 or 2008 where it's just down. It seems like it's going to be a long, drawn-out bear market that people are just going to despise for years. So it's just going to keep going down for a while. That's just my opinion. That seems like what is going to happen, because just things continuously just add up onto each other. But we'll have to see with that. So worrying too much is bad. So don't be like these professionals, mostly because they are traders. And like we all know, if you're watching this video, you're aware of all of this stuff, that most traders underperform the market. So overall, I'd say go back to your original plan. Make sure you're staying with it. And since stuff is going on, we have to be aware of that. So for next month in December, look out for the Fed talking about interest rates, if they're going to raise them, which they are expected to, or if they stay the same for whatever reason. And also with the G20 Trumpist meeting with the Chinese president, they're going to talk. Is something good going to come of that? Couldn't tell you. So hopefully this video calmed you down a little bit, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.